To get this thing kicked off, we're gonna make something, because fidget spinners are so big right now. It made me remember something my dad told me about that he had back in the 50s growing up. They had spinners, but they weren't fidget spinners, they were button spinners. And they fidgeted with them. So I haven't heard a lot about them lately. Figured I'd make a quick video how to make one. We're gonna make, this is a simple one we just made. Super easy, it's just a string and a button. These things have supposedly been around for 2,500 years, entertaining kids. So hey, let's see if we can make one. We're gonna make this one. I'll show you how to do it. We're gonna make a bigger version, a scrap piece of aluminum I have. Big ones are amazing. They're the coolest, most satisfying feeling to play with these things. And then we're gonna see how big we can take it, just because. We got a shop here, we got a bunch of tools. We're gonna make some cool stuff in the future, and today, hopefully, we're gonna find out if this will work on a giant scale. So, I mean, these things are pretty cool. You just spin them like this in your hand and pull. And they start to spin, and you get this action going, and they say they check this thing out, they can get up to spinning 10,000 RPMs. So they're pretty amazing. We're gonna do it. It's a quick, easy project you can do anytime. And this is my daughter, Adrian. She is gonna help, and Nathan is gonna be around the camera today. And in the future, these guys will be in different videos making all kinds of cool stuff. We'd like to hear your ideas, different things we can build. But for today, we're gonna get started on the 2,500-year-old fidget spinner. Adrian's gonna make this this classic version of the button spinner real quick. This is just a regular 2-hole button. You can use a 4-hole button as long as you use the holes that are across from each other to do this. You can't put it in two that are next to each other, it won't work. So the easiest way to do it is to put the ends of the string, one end through each hole from the same side. So that's going to make your loop without getting it twisted and weird. Okay. Now go ahead and just tie the ends together, Adrian, and that's going to make our loop. So just a simple knot, any kind of knot will work. We use the simplest one we can do. And alright, and that is a classic button spinner. She's never tried this before. See if you can do it just from what you saw me do earlier. Just spin that thing around and start pulling. Go for it. Go for it. Do it again. There you go. It kind of teaches you how to do it all on its own. Turn a little bit towards the camera so they can see better. That button is going crazy, and the harder you pull, the faster it goes. One thing that they used to do, my dad used to tell me that they would put it up against a glass window and let it make a bunch of noise, and you could scare some people because that joker is loud when it hits stuff. We're going to make a bigger version. This thing probably doesn't weigh any more than this button does, but because the circumference of this thing is bigger, it's going to carry a lot more momentum, and it feels different when you use these things. The deal is to kind of try to find what we need to make stuff work, so without buying anything. So I didn't have any really good string other than that 550 cord in here. This is a scuba reel for cave diving. This is, you know, lives depend on this stuff, so this should be about the strongest string there is. We're going to make it out of that, and then subsequently this one, and see what we can come up with. So I don't want to waste a ton of this stuff, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to use some of it. Divers everywhere cringing. But that's a really good shot of what's happening there. You can see that string just tightening and loosening, and it's got a really cool action. You guys got to try it and feel what this thing feels like. It's just, I can't explain it. It looks pretty simple, but there's something crazy, insanely gratifying about the way this thing feels going. And in my experience, the bigger you go with that disc, the cooler it is. So we're going to take it up a notch here. That's about a 3-inch disc. We're going to go up to a 5-inch piece of aluminum. It's got some weight to it, and I have a feeling we're going to get our fingers pinched, but we're going to keep going and see how big we can take this thing. Alright, so we have just made a giant button with some pencil marks on it. Giant button with 2 holes, that's it. Don't recommend it for clothes, but for our purposes today, it's going to make a cool spinner. So let's get to this thing. I'll get some string, tie this thing up, and we'll try it out, see what happens. We have cut another length of string, this time about 4 feet. Made us a loop, a little bit short, but I think it'll work fine. Let's see what this thing does. Okay, like I said, we're going to go slower. As it's bigger, this thing's really floppy while I'm winding it up. But the trick here is to just get it started, even if it's slow, and get that thing to where it's straight up and down and spinning. And then let it go, let it wind back up. It's going like a champ. This thing, I mean, I've gone to a 5-inch disc of 1/8-inch aluminum basically. I'm putting 15 pounds of force, maybe 20 on this thing. It's got some gyroscopic action. When you turn it, it wants to stay, but it'll correct itself once it goes loose. This thing is a beast. It does start to pinch your fingers. Just be careful of that. We got all kind of principles happening here. This is basically like a winch. I mean, you're using just a little teeny bit of momentum to really turn some torque and RPMs here. This thing's probably running at about, I don't know, I'd say it's probably 1,000 or 2,000 RPMs. I mean, it's going quick. So you guys got to try this. I'm scared I'm losing a lot of the coolness on this video, but it takes no effort to make these things, and it's hours of fun. Every time we stop, like I said, one of these kids is picking this thing up and just going with it. All 3 of them so far are amazing. So I think we're going to take this up one more notch. We're going to see what I got for materials here in the shop. I might use a CNC machine to cut a big one. I don't know. Let's see what we can come up with. And we'll go up one more time and see if we can make one that's big enough that we might need 2 people to run it. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to make a pretty big disc here to see how big we can make this thing. The easiest way for me to do it in this shop, this is Trademark Theming Shop. They let us use it, which is awesome. So easiest way for me to do it in here is to run a CNC machine. I can cut, circle, cut holes. It takes me 5 minutes. I'll make a program here on the computer. I got Nathan over there cranking the machine up, and we'll cut it out on that. I'll get some video of it. It's pretty cool. I think you guys will like that too. And then later on, in another video, I'll show you how to make discs out of with a jigsaw or with a bandsaw. It just takes a little bit more time, a little bit more cleanup. This machine is amazing. We're going to utilize it since we have it at our disposal. Our 20-inch disc. We put 2 3/8 holes 3 inches apart on this thing. The amount of torque that's on those things freaks me out. So we went ahead and put some handles on the end so that it won't crush our hands if we actually get this thing going. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but it's a 2-man operation here. 9 feet of paracord, 20-inch button spinner, 2,500-year-old fidget spinner if you want to call it that. Let's see what happens. All right, dude, let's just give it a shot. Pull it tight. We're going to go ahead and spin it up. Give it some torque here. See if we can get it going. All right. Well, it's winding. I mean, that's all the points of it. Okay, feeling full? It's going to be slow. As soon as it gets all the way out, let's let go of it. I think it's going to work. I think we got this thing. All right, let us get it going, and we'll get some weight. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's see if we can get it going for real. Don't let it all the way out this time. Just let it go, and we'll keep tension on it, and let it wind. So we're going to give this thing one more go. Found that if I do put it in a vise, and I have both of my kids hold that end down, we can actually get this thing going pretty good. I'm putting 100, 150 pounds of pressure on this thing to get it going. We got it all lined up. It's in my vise. They're holding the table down. Let's see if we can get a little bit more action on this thing. I am putting a ton of pressure on this 550 foot. And it is impressive, man. This thing probably weighs 2 pounds. Basically, we're creating a flywheel, and this rope action is providing an insane amount of torque. I didn't know if this would work scaled up, but I mean, really it does. It's like really watching a slow motion version of the big one. And there is an incredible amount of power coming in this. I mean, the handles I put on this thing are traveling, maybe 6 inches back and forth. But I mean, it is pulling back with, 75 to 100 pounds of the pressure. I don't have a scale out here to get an actual measurement, but I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, and I'm putting everything I got into this thing. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us today. We made some really cool button spinners. Old school fidget spinners that have been around for 2,500 years. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment below. We'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this thing? you have any other good ideas for stuff we can make, we're not afraid to make anything. That's what I do for a living. We have a nice shop here. We can bang out some cool stuff and maybe give you guys some ideas of things you want to spend your time doing. So comment below. If any of you guys want one of these things, we can do a giveaway. That aluminum one there, we'd be happy to send it out to one of you YouTubers. You want to get your hands on, you don't want to make a heavy one. That one's pretty cool, it'll wear you out. Let's get to 1,000 likes. If you want to be in the drawing, put your name in the bottom, say I'd like to win the aluminum spinner, and we'll give it away. When we get to 1,000, we'll draw it randomly. All right, if any teachers out there want this giant one, talk to us, man. I don't mind sending it out to somebody. It'll sit around my shop if we don't do something with it. It's cool. So you guys talk to us. Let us know what you want to see, and we're going to make some cool stuff in the future. We'll keep building it and keep building it here.